Hello everyone, Happy New Year. I'm going to be starting off with trick number 8, which is multiplying two-digit numbers by 11. And when I was first trying to figure out how to use the abacus, I found it was easier and I understood it better if I knew what the answer was going to be first. So we're actually going to do the problem first using the trick, and then we're going to check it on the abacus. So the first one I'm going to go over is 14 times 11. So using the trick, we separate the 1 and the 4, leaving the space in the middle for the sum of the two digits. So 1 plus 4 is 5, we insert that in the middle, and we now know that the product is going to be 154. And we're going to check this product on the abacus. When using an abacus, you're going to start by putting the first number across the top. So we need 14 across the top. These are going to be our 10s, and these are going to be our 1s. So I need 1 10, 4 1s, 14 across the top. We're going to do the same thing on the bottom with our second number. So these are going to be our 10s, the greens are going to be our 10s, and the yellows are going to be our 1s. And we're going to be multiplying by 11. So 10 and 1 more, 11. Now this means we need 14 11s. So we're going to start off by sliding across the first 1 unit, which represents 1 of our 11s. So 1 times 11 is 11, and we already have that down here, so there's no need to move anything on the bottom. Next, we come up and slide over our next 1 unit. This represents another 11. 1 times 11 is 11. So I come down here, and I need to show the second 11. So 10 and 1 more, 11. Come back up here, slide over our bead. That's another 11. So 10 and 1 more. Slide over the last one. This is another 11. Slide it over, 10 and 1, 11. Now we're moving up to our 10s. So this one blue bead actually represents 10 11s. So if we take a minute to multiply, we know that 10 11s is actually 110. So when we move down here, we need to slide over 110. So if these are our 1s and these are our 10s, these are our 100s. So we need 1 100 and 10 more, 110. And that shows us that our product is 154. Now if we backtrack for a minute, put the blue bead back, slide these back over. Another way we can think of this is we moved up to the blue rung when we went up to the 10s. So we can do the same thing down here. We can move up to the tan rung, and when we slide this over, we can think of it as just sliding over 10. So here's 10 and 1 is 11, and once again, that shows our product is 154. And that's the method we're going to continue to use because it's faster. You don't have to take the time to multiply every time. So let's try another one. Let's take a look at 18 times 11. So using the trick, we separate the 1 and the 8, add the two digits, insert the 9, and now we know that the product is going to be 198. And we're going to go ahead and do it on the abacus. So I need 18 across the top, 10, 8 more, and 11 across the bottom. I need 18 11s. So here's the first one. It's already down there for us, 11. Here's my second 11. My third 11. My fourth 11. Fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. Now we're moving up a rung. Remember, this is actually going to be 10 of them. But if we move up a rung here, we can treat it the same way. Slide over the blue, 10, 11, which leaves us with a product of 198. Now let's go ahead and try one out of the exercises in the book. So a little bit larger numbers. We have 81 times 11. So using our rule, we separate the 8 and the 1, take the sum of the two digits, insert the 9, and now we know that our product is going to be 891. So this time I need 81 across the top. So 8 10s and a 1, and 11 across the bottom. So this one right here represents our first 11, slide it over, it's already down there. Now I'm moving up to the blue rung. So now as I continue this, I'm going to be using the tan as my 10s and the green as my 1s. So here's 1 11, 2 11s, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And there's our product. We're left with 891. And that's multiplying two-digit numbers by 11. Now let's take a look at another one out of the book, which was squaring any number ending in 5. So once again, we're going to take a look at it using the trick, and then we're going to check it on the abacus. So we're going to start off with an easy one that most students know, 15 times 15. So using the rule, we start with the first digit, 1, we multiply it by its next consecutive integer, which is 2. 1 times 2 is 2, and then we affix a 25 to it, which tells us that 15 squared, or the product of 15 times 15, is going to be 225. And we're going to go ahead and check this one on the abacus now. So I need 15 across the top, and I also need 15 across the bottom. 15 times 15. So I slide over the first one. This represents the first 15, which is already down there. Slide over the next unit. We have another 15, so 10 and then 5. Now as I slide over this 5, I now have completed a 10. So I'm just going to slide it back and replace it with a green bead. Repeat the process. Slide over one red, that's 15. Slide over another red, I need another 15. So 10, 5, there's 10, slide it over, replace it with a green bead. Last red, I need 15 more, so 10 and 5. Now I'm done with the ones units, now I'm moving up to the tens, which means I'm going to move up to the hundreds up here. So I slide this over, and I need 15, so 10 and 5 more. Now notice I only have 3 and I need 5. So I'm going to slide over the 3, which creates a 10. 10 tens is 100, so I'm going to slide it back and replace it with 100. And then I still need 2 more, which leaves us with a product of 225. Now let's go ahead and try 25 times 25. So using the trick, we take the first digit 2, multiply it by its next consecutive integer 3. 2 times 3 is 6, affix the 25, and now we know our product is going to be 625. On the abacus, we set up 25 across the top and 25 across the bottom. 25 times 25. Here comes my first 25. It's already down there for us. Next red bead is our next 25, so slide over 2 tens and a 5. Filled the bottom, which is 10, so I'm sliding it back and replacing it with a green. Here comes our next 25, so 2, 5 more. Next red bead is 25 more, so 2, 5 more. I've filled the bottom, slide it over, replace it with a 10. Now I have 10 tens, slide it over, replace it with 100. Last red bead, 25. Now we're moving to blue, which means I'm moving to tan and green. So slide it over, I need 25, so 2 and 5. Last blue bead, I need 2 and then 5. Now I only have 3, so I'm going to slide it over. I'm going to need 2 more, but I just had 10, so I have to slide over the 100. And now I'm finished, and I'm left with a product of 625. So we're going to finish up with one out of the exercises, some larger numbers, 45 times 45. So using our rule, 4 times 5 gives us 20, affix the 25, and now we know that our product is 2025. Set up 45 across the top, 45 across the bottom. And here we go. Represents our first 45. It's already down there. Slide over the bead. We have our next 45. I've filled the bottom. Slide it over. Replace it with a 10 bead. Next, slide over the next red. Now I need 45. I only have 1, which is 10, so I'm going to need 30 more. But I just replaced it with 100. And then here's my 5 across the bottom. Next red bead, 45. So 4, 5, filled the bottom, slide it over, slide your 10 bead over. Last red one, 45. I only have 20, so I need 20 more. Sorry. Replace that with 100 and slide over our 5. And now we're done with the ones units. Now moving on to the blue beads means I'm going to move up to the tan and the green. Slide it over. I need 45. Next, 40. Now I just filled that, slide it over, replace it. I still need my 5 across the bottom. I only have 3, so I still need 2, but I have to slide over my 10. Next blue, 40, 40, 5. And the last one, slide over the blue, I need 40, and then 5, so I only have 3. I still need 2. I just slid over 10, so I have to replace it up here. That's filled that with 100. 10 100s is 1,000. I slide this back over, and there's my product, 2025. And that's multiplying, squaring any digit that ends in 5. Thanks.